Hi VC, George back with another video. Today I'm carrying on with the alphabet LPs that begin with a letter. And their title is Thread Started by Randall Weaver. And I think Randy's on H. I think someone else is doing it too. I think it's going to be quite a marathon, so we'll see how I get on. Do B, I'm on B anyway, so have a go at B. Just showing LPs out the collection that from my past, I guess. Never see a lot of light of day, so we're on B. So the first album by Bob Marley is Babylon by Bus. This is a double live LP from 1978 on Island Records. Great album. I love it. Yeah, I was on holiday in '78 in Spain. There's a poster here, I can't remember what it looks like. Oh, there's two posters in here. Well, since I've been there, yeah, I was on holiday in Benidorm. Yeah, it was Benidorm, 1978, and it was quite a different world. The heat. It's got Ibiza 78 on that. And we used to go to the hotel. The hotels would have parties, just discos outside. They're just fantastic in the heat, dancing the night away. And they used to play Bob Marley quite a lot. That week and a half we were there. And I come home and I bought this. It's got his hits on it. Is This Love, jamming. It's absolutely brilliant. Exodus is on here, Stir It Up, Rat Race, Concrete Jungle. Babylon by Bus, great Bob Marley. First album. Second LP, BRMC, which stands for Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. This is, I think they're an English band. This is from 2001. Clean label, 2001. Pretty psychedelic band, really. It's the only LP I've got of theirs. They were sort of the biggest thing since whatever, when they came out. Sliced Bread, was it? The same Sliced Bread, yeah. The greatest thing since they were brilliant. And it was round about, I think, the time Strokes were kicking about too. So these garagey, they were sort of garagey, psychedelic bands. This is a fantastic album. Sort of died a death a wee bit, then they've came back in more recent times. I think they've done an acoustic LP I quite fancied, fantastic album. If you've not heard this, I would definitely give it a hear, a listen. BRMC. Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, three-piece band. So next off we have from 1978, it's Black and White, I think it's called on it. Aye, Black and White. Stranglers from 1978. The album here, I think, I'm not sure at the time, but maybe initial copies came in maybe grey vinyl, can't really remember. I'm sure there was a run maybe grey vinyl. This one, which they done a lot of the time with these during the time, came with a free single. Sort of whitey pinky vinyl. I always thought it was white vinyl, but Lucky Pike. And the main track on this is Walk On By, which later became a single, the Burt Bacharach song, which I love anyway. I was delighted when the Stranglers done this. Me card in it for some reason. The two tracks on the B-side, Mean to Me, and one that Steve Carlson would like. It's called Tits. Yeah, fantastic album, love it. That was right in the era of the Stranglers. Great album, Nice and Sleazy was a single from here. Great tracks on it. Sweden, All Quiet on the Eastern Front, maybe not for long. Toiler on the Sea, Tank. It's like a white side and a black side, isn't there? Curfew. In the Shadows was the B-side. Was the Sakina in the Shadows? Hugh Cornwell, who eventually left the Stranglers, went solo. Jean-Jacques Burnel from France. Dave Greenfield on keyboards and Jet Black on drums. Produced by Martin Rushent. Great album. Never did see the Stranglers. Don't know why. Maybe didn't come to Edinburgh at the time I was kicking about. I did see Jean-Jacques Burnel on a solo tour and released a solo LP. But anyway, this is the album Black and White, Letter B, The Stranglers from 1978. Great punkish LP. Next off we have The Black Sea by XTC from 1980. Pretty battered copy. It's on a white Virgin label there. Just a plain insert. So yeah, there's 4 singles in this album, probably the most commercial LP really. Respectable Street, which was fantastic. Generals and Majors, Sergeant Rock and Towers of London were the singles. No Language in Our Lungs was a great track. Living Through Another Cuba, about the America-Russian crisis in Cuba in the 60s. Love at First Sight, Colin Molden song. Fantastic album. So the letter B is The Black Sea by XTC. So next B letter we have is Babes in the Wood by Mary Black. Sure I've kept away from their surname being the same as the... There's a lot of albums to choose from when you go into letters. It's like, I maybe had 150 albums or something to choose, so it's hard to narrow it down and hard to find some albums sometimes. But anyway, Mary Black's an Irish sort of pop folk singer. This is from 1991. So the way I heard of Mary Black was there was a guy in a Hi-Fi magazine used to rave about Mary Black, and I think he liked her that much. I think you got a free EP or a CD or something, whatever it was at the time. Quite liked her. Actually, my local record shop has a couple of her records that I've been like, I would like, but I'd play once and they'd be away in the collection. Mary Black, beautiful, beautiful singer. Celtic folk, poppy a wee bit. Quite easy listening. I remember back in the day getting in my brother's van. I must have car and must have influenced him a wee bit because he had her blaring away for me when I went in. We were going somewhere. But Mary Black, Babes in the Wood, I would give her a listen. 1991, it was £8.29. Oh, and I've paid, I mustn't have got it then, £14 inside. Must have paid for that. Second hand somewhere. Mary Black, Babes in the Wood. Next off we have Before and After Science by Brian Eno. This is Brian Eno's 4th LP. This is a reissue from a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, 2017, when I replaced all my Eno albums when they reissued, just to get nice new clean copies. These were Abbey Road half-speed masters. So Brian Eno used cards, oblique strategies he called them, and he would, I don't know, deal these cards and move them about and pick them up, and that's how he moved in his music. As I say, his 4th LP, the last LP that Brian done vocals on. He was just instrumental after this album. A single on here called King's Lead Hat. It's only, Brian Eno only done 3 singles. First 2 singles, like Roxy Music's first couple, didn't appear on their albums, and but King's Lead Hat was a single from this album. Don't think he'd done anything. Backwater, No One Receiving, great tracks. So you have Phil Collins plays some drums, some tracks. Dave Mattox is on here. Robert Fripp plays some guitar. Phil Manzanera, some guitar. And then you have the 2 German guys that recorded a couple of albums with Rodelius and Mobius. Yeah, Brian Eno, Before and After Science. Fantastic album. This is on a double gatefold. The original is just a single LP. Double. Next off we have Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. This is another Abbey Road remaster. Well, this was from 2016. Was this not from about 2006, 2007? I can't remember. This is on this is a double album which includes some other tracks from the time. Back to Black, the original album. She was beautiful. I loved her. First time I heard her was on Jools Holland. I just took to her right away. My cup of tea. And she was retro, she was jazzy, unlike a lot of these fucking Rihannas and all that shite. She was just different. Although she was pop music, it was jazz orientated. And Amy Winehouse, Back to Black. The second album has Valerie on this, which was originally done by it was original from an Irish band, I think. I've seen them in concert too, I can't remember their name. Amy Winehouse, the beautiful Amy Winehouse, Back to Black. Next off we have Billion Dollar Babies from 1973, Alice Cooper. I think the band was called Billion Dollar Babies. And not long after, there's no dollar bill here. Just on the beautiful Warner's label. Yeah, I think the Billion Dollar Babies, like the Spiders from Mars, didn't last too long after this, maybe a year or so, which was a shame because they were a great band. And it's a fantastic album too. I mean, my friend had it and we used to sit in his bedroom with Ziggy Stardust and this Hello Hooray elected Billion Dollar Babies. Absolutely classics. What we had to listen to in the charts back in the day. No More Mr. Nice Guy, I love that. Yeah. Written by Alice Cooper and other various band members. Quite a shame. I mean, Alice Cooper went on to obviously other great stuff after this, but the early stuff with his original band was absolutely brilliant. And a Don Llewellyn on this. Don, can I get my money back? $1 Billion Babies by Alice Cooper. Fantastic. We're getting there quickly. Okay. Broken Boy Soldier by the Raconteurs. So I had a few White Stripes albums at the time, and I went to see the Raconteurs in concert. I was sort of blown away with them. They were just absolutely one of the best live bands I've seen. So the next thing they bought their 2 CDs, and of course eventually got them on vinyl. I think there may be a 3rd album, can't remember. If they have, I've got it. But Jack White, Jack Lawrence on bass guitar with the Raconteurs. He went on to do the Dead Weather with Jack. Patrick Keeler on drums and Brandon Benson on vocals and guitar too. Can't remember what band he was in, but another American band. This is a belter of a rock album. I love it. Broken Boy Soldier, Steady As She Goes, Blue Veins. Absolutely brilliant. Going to change that album. So next up we have Beautiful. This is the original soundtrack. It's by the Argentinian guitarist Gustavo Santaolalla. That's how I'm pronouncing it. Beautiful. The movie is based in Spain, and this nutter here is he's dying of cancer in it. I mean, it was like 2015. The movie was directed by Inarritu. Inarritu. That's his surname. Inarritu. Yeah. So Gustavo's generally an acoustic guitarist. There'll be other things in this soundtrack. Just pictures from the movie. So green vinyl, that's it playing in the background. So I have 3 other soundtracks by these guys, which they've only been released in CD. I'd love them to be on vinyl. I don't really collect their soundtrack movies, but I would collect his stuff. So the other films were Amores Perez, 12 Grams by Sean Penn, and Babel. I love Babel. I love their films. I love his films. And then he went off the racks a wee bit, a film after this, but the soundtracks to the movies are absolutely brilliant. This is the only album I've got by Gustavo Santaolalla, something like that. But beautiful, great album. That's it playing in the background. Sorry for butchering the word. I'm rubbish at Spanish. Fucking rubbish at English. But anyway. Okay, folks. Maybe see you for C.